Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to season 2, episode 11 of Elevated Conversations about Health and Healing. I'm going to loop all of my stuff into one podcast today because it's a special podcast. It's a Thanksgiving podcast. I'm so thankful for you guys. I'm so thankful for this platform. I'm so grateful for the lives that it's touched. I'm so grateful for every single one of you that pulls me aside or sends me a message and says, hey, your podcast is really validating, or your podcast is making me dig deeper into my emotional and mental health, or your podcast is making me aware of how important it is to poop every day. You guys, I rarely know what to say other than, oh gosh, you're welcome. Um, but it means the world to me. And I love that the Lord called me to this. I'm uncomfortable by it sometimes. But I love it and I'm so grateful for where he called me to. And that's what this podcast today is going to be all about is the science of gratitude and what it actually does and changes in your body. I'm obsessed with learning about this stuff. This is why I went to get my master's degree in integrative health with a trauma focus. And as I sit here and kick around possible doctorates, I'm like, gosh, what do I need to learn more about? Is it the brain? Is it the body? I really feel like my master's degree in integrative health with a trauma focus was the perfect next step for me when I did that a few years ago, learning about the science of trauma, the biology of trauma, what it does to a body, how valuable fight or flight mode is. I loved learning that because I live in a space of practitioners where I did my training. I live in a space where we were taught, the stressors are the most important thing ever. And while the stressors are very important, please do not get me wrong. The stressors, metals, chemicals, parasites, Lyme co-infections, we obviously don't diagnose, but these are the things that we can identify in a body with muscle testing. And those things are important. They are important. And I've often said there are three things that make it exceptionally hard for a body to heal, right? Living in mold, having items in your body, or oral health dysbiosis that can seize your healing. And then a nervous system in distress, being stuck in fight or flight mode. What I have realized through the course of my education is it's a chicken and egg type of situation. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Which came first? The trauma that put your body into fight or flight mode, or being inoculated with heavy metals straight out the chute right at birth? And I live in a space of social media where I'm trying to get the algorithm to push out the content to the right people. And so I follow people that have similar content, but it's like each of them are all or nothing. Like I follow this one individual, a couple of them, where it's like, if you don't and can't fix your nervous system, you can't fix anything else. You'll chase everything until you fix your dysregulated nervous system. You'll chase everything until you fix your CRAS. You'll chase everything until you fix your histamine problems. You'll chase everything until you get your metals out. You'll chase everything until you get your parasites out. Okay, guys, realize your body was uniquely and perfectly designed by a God who knew exactly what he was doing. And the traumas and the stressors that you've lived in your life, although he didn't want them, allowed them because of free will and because of the brokenness of this world. Who is anyone to pigeonhole our healing in a box and say we have to do X, Y, Z? No, I get it. I have programs as well. This is a business for me as well. But at the same time, I think the minute we take an individualized approach away from healing, we are doing an immense disservice to the client. And we're doing an immense disservice for for the individual's ability to believe the body can heal. Oh, I don't have to take care of parasites. I just have to take care of handling my nervous system. That's all I have to do and I will heal. Okay, probably not true. You probably have to do both with a heavier lean on, yes, regulating your nervous system. I got a whole degree in it, you guys. I find the value in it. But if parasites are creating stress overload within your body, that too is going to trigger your cortisol. Why can't you do a little bit of both? Empowering individuals to take an approach that works for their body is what we work so hard to do at Elevated. Everybody's story is different. I just did a full training with my team. And I'm like, hey, listen, you're going to have two people walk in with the exact same symptoms, and then they're going to test for two completely different stressors. And you have to trust that because their body knows exactly what it needs to heal and in what order. And the other thing we do differently at Elevated is where we could look at every single stressor within a body. We could tell you when you sit down all the things you resonance test for, muscle test for. How overwhelming. And are all of those things actually needing to be handled? No, they are not. So this is where like some biofeedback can be harmful and helpful at the same time because you're going to get just a snapshot of everything going on in your body at one time. But what order does the body want to handle it in? And that's what I think is important too for nervous system healing. We're always looking at the nervous system at elevated because the nervous system is always designed to protect you. In every single situation, God designed your body to protect you. And I believe he designed us to protect us body, mind, and soul. I believe that's how we know just that gut instinct, like this is a bad situation. Maybe not physically bad, maybe bad for your soul. When we watch something, we get a check in our state, like, I probably shouldn't be watching this. I mean, I'm thinking back to when I was a child and there was things that I was exposed to, and I'm like, gosh, this makes me feel kind of yucky. Am I going to act like I'm unfazed by it? And you stuff that down and you stuff that down. He designed us body, mind, and soul. Stressors can impact the body, the mind, as well as the soul. Take care of yourself, body, mind, and soul, and recognize that if you focus more on one than the other, the legs of the table will be uneven. I think there's a slightly heavier weight on the soul, obviously, that matters the most. But we were designed to never be separated. When God designed us, he didn't design us with death in the picture. That came with the fall. And so we were never designed to be separated, body, mind, or soul. And that's why at the end of time, all of those things will be redeemed. But I can't stress enough that while there are amazing and great people at educating on social media, every single person needs to be looked at for who they are, the unique and beautiful creation that God made. And it's valuable to know that your story has to look different than your best friend, than your husband, than your kids. It doesn't make it a better or a worse story. It's your story. And we should be so grateful for our stories. And when you can be grateful, what that does for the body and the nervous system is so valuable. I'll do a different podcast on this as well, but I did a whole presentation in my upper level of my master's degree in the placebo effect. Because when we hear the placebo effect, our immediate reaction, my previous immediate reaction was, okay, the variable that we're checking, the whatever the right word is for that, like the solution, and I'm doing air quotes for those of you that are listening to the podcast, didn't work. Their brain got it to work. Like their brain got this situation to work. So it was just a placebo effect. You're getting better because of the placebo effect. Oh, it's just the placebo. What they're doing doesn't work, but it's a placebo effect. You guys, do you know proven validity on the placebo effect? I feel like we need to put more emphasis on it because when we hear it, it's like, oh, it makes it seem like whatever we were checking didn't actually work. When I think we need to spin it to your thoughts are so powerful, they have the ability to completely heal your body of all sorts of ailments. Studies have been done on severe cancer to very minor gut issues, very minor term uses. Again, we're all walking different paths. Wow, we've got to focus on our brain. We have got to focus on the power of our brain, on the plasticity of our brain. And that is what gratitude works to do, is rewire those neurological pathways within the brain to enhance your healing. It literally rewires it. And this is why I went to school for trauma, focus on trauma, because I saw it time and time again where people would not believe that they could heal, where people would shut down, their brain goes right back into the same pathway that it had paved time and time again. Whether it's, I'm not worthy of healing, I'm not good enough to heal, my body is failing me, so it will not heal. Even if you can't just say one time, I think my body can heal, and think that's good enough. You have to say it multiple times a day, every single day, until you believe it. The same goes with loving yourself and seeing how well God made you. I am made in the image and likeness of God. He created me good. I am worthy of healing. I am worthy of health. I am worthy of vitality. I am worthy of living my life to the best of my ability, body, mind, and soul for the Lord. And when I honor my body in that way for the Lord, I'm honoring myself and my soul, and I'm teaching my children to do the same. Say it and say it again and say it every day until you believe it, and watch your life change. Watch the way you sleep change. Watch the way you fuel your body change. Watch the way you move your body change. You will no longer take advantage of the breath that fills your lungs, of the ability to get up and get moving every single day, of the ability to take care of and steward your body, mind, and soul. It changes everything. It changes the way you make decisions, your emotional regulation, your focus, your resilience, and your discipline. And anyone who has listened to this podcast for any amount of time, I always say the best thing that you can do for yourself is build discipline. Show up consistently, whether it's 80%, 60%, 30%, 90%, still show up. You're worth it. And you're teaching your children to still show up. When you practice gratitude consistently, it thickens and strengthens those neural pathways. If I could show you this perfectly, if I could show you where my hands are on this YouTube, the way a nerve connection works in the brain, it's sort of like a tiny, it looks like a little cobweb just whispering in the wind. And it will whisper around until it can connect to another nerve pathway. And those neurons connect, and those synapses charge, and a spark is lit. And then from there, the more you practice and utilize that pathway, the thicker it gets. And your brain becomes biologically better, shifting away from stress, ideally, especially if we're talking about practicing this when it comes to gratitude. I love to focus on gratitude because the studies have also shown where gratitude exists, anxiety cannot. And there's a couple of reasons why that is. When you have gratitude on a hormonal level, the studies have shown it decreases cortisol by 23 to 28%. It increases dopamine and serotonin, and it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is what your body needs activated in order to heal. And this is why people will be chasing symptoms or stressors for a really long time, is if they never can get into parasympathetic dominance, if they're constantly living on the edge of when is the shoe going to drop? When's the next thing? When am I going to start to feel bad again? I'm living in mold. There's no way I can heal. And then every time you go home, you feel unsafe in your home. Gas pedal's always going. Brake pedal can't go. Sympathetic is your gas pedal. Parasympathetic is your brake pedal. Your body and mind were designed to protect you. And the more you continuously fall back into anxiousness, the less you'll fall into gratitude, the less you'll strengthen those pathways, and the less you'll be able to get into parasympathetic mode and downregulate, fall asleep easily, stay asleep all night, rest and digest. The gut loosens up. You have a good bowel movement every day. Digestion works better. Blood sugar regulation is more stable. Metabolism stabilizes. Inflammatory load decreases. The more we fall into the pathways of anxiety, or feeling like your body is failing, or feeling like you just can't get on top of X, Y, or Z, the more stress that creates in your body. The higher your blood sugar is, the less you're going to be pooping every day. Your body is running from a bear. It's protecting you from a bear. And your nerve pathways in your brain are saying, my messy house is the bear. So this was huge for me. You guys, most of you know this, I have 6 children. My house is freaking messy all the time, and I hate it. And I was raised in a home that was exceptionally clean all the time. I was also raised in a home where my brother and I, my oldest brother and I, 2 years apart. Then 4 years between myself and my younger brother, and then 4 more years between Wade and Leah, 8 years between myself and Leah. A little bit different type of home to manage, but the expectation in my brain was my house has to be clean. And then my mom is so cute. I love my mom so much. And when someone would come to the house, it'd be like, I am so sorry, the house is messy. And it was literally spotless, candle lit, looks perfect, even though we're slowly dying of fragrances. So my brain was wired that even in a perfectly clean house, it was still messy and you apologize for that mess. So I was going to bed with the grief of having a messy house. And then I would get so caught up in wanting to get the house clean, I would get upset at my kids for playing. But then I didn't want my kids to watch TV, so I wanted them to play, but I didn't want them to make a mess. Do you see where I'm going? Like, I live in a different home than my parents had. I have 6 kids under the age of 10 every 2 years. If I didn't work to rewire my neural pathway for that, I feel like I'm failing all the time. I would go to bed with high blood sugars. I would not sleep well. I'd be like, I just need to wake up early and clean the house. I just need to go to bed early, clean, or go to bed late, get the house clean. That's my time. Then I would sacrifice my sleep, sacrifice my mental health. I mean, gosh, that's been a huge thing for me to rework is thank you, Lord, for giving me children who are good at playing. Thank you, Lord, for giving me a home to clean. Thank you, Lord, for allowing us to buy things for the kids to play with. Thank you, Lord, for giving me children to teach how to clean, even if they don't do it perfectly. Thank you, Lord, for giving us a home we can live happily and healthy in. Thank you, Lord, for giving me a bed to go to sleep in every night. Thank you, Lord, for giving me the ability to turn off my brain, not worry about the mess, and to be thankful for it because one day my house will be and stay clean. One day I'll only have one load of laundry to do in a day. One day I won't have to run the dishwasher multiple times. And I think my heart will be broken because my kids will be gone and I'll have everything I want right now, which is a clean house that I can manage. And I recognize that in focusing on a small thing, such as cleaning the house and tying it to my worth, it's taking me away from being present for my children right now and playing with them instead of being like, go play, I gave you siblings. That changes you. That changes your body, mind, and soul. It changes your labs. CRP, my inflammation used to be so high in my kidneys, and my CRP has been elevated in a few pregnancies. Once I stopped worrying about the things that I felt like were my identity, the way my house looked, the way my kids behaved, what people thought of me. Once I stopped looking side to side, just fixated on the Lord and my identity in the Lord, and recognizing that my season of life right now is to be an exceptional, present mother and wife first. And then I So, yes, I get a little sassy, but it is a training of the heart. It's a rewiring of the mind. It's a returning to God. It's a stewarding your body, mind, and soul in a really intentional way. This Thanksgiving, I just hope and pray that your gratitude may be less about what's on your table or your plate and more about what God's doing to you to refine you, to fill you with the graces that He wants you to have. And I think that gratitude makes those seasons of hardships a sharpening of your will, your integrity, your resolve to stand firm in Him and to see He created you for greatness. So, happy Thanksgiving. For those of you that are coming to Small Business Saturday, I can't wait to see you. Please keep in mind that there are amazing and fun deals that are rolling out at both locations, St. Michael and Stillwater. And I have linked our newsletter below so that you can see it and be aware of everything that's happening. I am so grateful to be on this journey with you guys. I'm so grateful for every season the Lord has brought me through because it has led me here in my home and in my work. And I know that it is providing me with an immense amount of gratitude, stepping into it to not take 1 minute, 1 second, one listen, one like, one follow for granted, to just know that this is all for Him and for the kingdom. So, in the meantime, big blessings.